us out of here first.
Perform a video inspection here for you guys. Here's this can light here. It's got spider webs all around it, no insulation, and the reason for that is there's airflow. So you'll have spider webs exist where air is moving back and forth between conditioned and unconditioned space. We have another can light here that needs to be air sealed, and the sheetrock bond line needs to be air sealed. Water tank inlet outlet needs to be insulated. The first 6 feet of these need to be insulated. This one's very, very hot right now. Of course, it's a hot water tank, but we're in a 50-degree attic, so you got a lot of heat loss.
It's gas fireplace, by the way.
Okay, there you go. Gas hot water heater, yeah. But the supply line there is uninsulated. And down here we've got a spot of missing insulation where the trades, maybe a plumber, has pulled back insulation and left those holes. The plumbing penetrations in those top plates are now leaking down into the walls. And we talk about insulation being in continuous contact with. That's the magic phrase that the Department of Energy uses. And here's a spot where it's not in continuous contact with. So when it was originally installed, this is actually a pretty good illustration for this very common problem. This is a craft face, so you got a paper face here that was originally stapled into this spot here, right? But you can see where the staples have pulled away because the paper has shrunk here in the heat. And when that happened, then it just falls away by its own gravity. Well, according to the documentation on the Department of Energy website, if you have a 5% loss through voids, you have a 5% void of your insulation, meaning if 5% of it looks like this and it's not in continual contact, then you have a 45% overall energy loss. So 5% not in contact with 45% energy loss is pretty tremendous. Then we overcome this insulation style by adding insulation boards on all the vertical knee walls and putting all of this back in contact with after we air seal and then insulate to a higher R value. Here we have a Chase. This is going to be a gas fireplace or a natural fireplace, but either way, this is the flue, and it's connected. If we look down in here, it's going to be connected right down into the interior walls. So if you have, there's a good shot of the interior wall there, uninsulated interior wall connected to the attic. So that's actually an exterior wall that's uninsulated, isn't it? Because right now the air barrier is down there. Well, as retrofitters, we know that we'll bring the air barrier up to this spot and block that down there and then insulate over the top. And the right way to do this is going to be with metal flashing and then with non-expanding fire block foam. So we've had some cellulose blown over the top here, over the top of the R11. I know that because these are 3.5-inch rafters and they're barely touching the top. So that's going to be an R11 or an R13 bat. So they've added some over here to the top. Not much. Blown in maybe an inch or two. Continue back over here. All this insulation is it's in pretty good shape. Great thing about insulation values is they stack. Here we got some more air leakage here because we've got spider webs, and where they live we have lots of fresh air moving in between the conditioned and unconditioned space. So again, this is a good candidate for air sealing and insulating, and bringing this the R values here up to R60.